The essence of humanity rests on two urges: to figure out and to express. The first gave us the sciences. The second gave us the arts. From charcoal markings on ancient caves to hyper-edited reels on Instagram, art has always been our way to connect, to shape cultures, tell stories, and to amplify the human sentiment. But before we talk about modern tools and artificial intelligence, we need to ask a fundamental question. What is art, really? Art is expression. Art is style. Even the way you speak, the way you move, the way you choose to show up in the world, that's art. Nobody captured this better than Charles Bukowski, who wrote, "To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art." Bullfighting can be an art. Boxing can be an art. Loving can be an art. Opening a can of sardines can be an art. Style is the difference, a way of doing, a way of being done. A way of being done. Across centuries, humans have found countless ways to express this style. New tools, new mediums, new languages. And each time the medium shifted, the viewer shifted with it. Art has constantly reinvented its canvas. Charcoal on rock, impressions on clay, carvings on wood, ink on paper, oil on canvas, light on camera film, pixels on screens, and now, prompts into a model. Every new medium expands what's possible while making older limitations irrelevant. Take photography. The moment cameras automated realistic image capture, painters no longer had to chase realism. So painting evolved into impressionism, symbolism, and eventually abstraction. Art transformed because technology changed. And through all these revolutions, one thing stayed constant: the human urge to express. Which brings us to the next question. What makes art good? I believe there are three dimensions to what makes art good: context, cultural climate, clarity of vision or originality. Van Gogh's Starry Night wasn't iconic until we learned of his struggles, his letters to brother Theo, his tragic brilliance. The Scream resonates the angst of modern life. Kafka feels universal because he literalized absurdity beautifully. This reveals something important. Good art comes either from the artist or from the observer. It is almost never about the medium. The internet loves calling AI art slop, soulless, lazy, derivative. This is a hasty generalization because, let's be honest, humans produce soulless art too. Corporate jingles, derivative posters, passionless remakes. The soul isn't in the brush, it's in the story and the vision behind the work. What AI does change is the process. Instead of chiseling, painting, or coding for hours, we can now create through language. This raises questions about originality and ownership. On originality, I believe calling machine-generated art a copy isn't fully accurate. The recent Getty Images versus Stability AI case shows why. The High Court rejected Getty's claim of secondary copyright infringement, ruling that the AI model weights, though trained on datasets containing Getty images, are not blatant copies, since they produce an entirely new image. Although using an artist's work for training these models, even though publicly available, without the artist's permission is highly unethical. Yes, AI models are trained on existing images, but so are humans. We're trained on every image we've ever seen. Talking about ownership, think filmmaking. Does a director own every element of the creative process? Not really. Screenwriters, cinematographers, actors, editors, all contribute to a shared vision. But now you have all of these people working for you, the director of your piece. So yes, AI does remove some traditional craftsmanship and alters the creative process. But it also unlocks new forms of experimentation and rapid prototyping, drastically lowering the cost of creation and enabling novelty. AI gives magic to everyone who is willing to believe. In many ways, this might be the greatest democratization of art the world has ever seen. But I understand the fear, because this time the threat feels existential. We are in unprecedented times. Yes, humanity has survived eras where new technologies replaced older paradigms. But for the first time, a technology threatens to replace the human itself. Yet art has always been for humans and by humans. It is not just a product, it's a way of life. So whether it comes from a brush, a camera, or a prompt, the life within it will always come from us.